Welcome to a new episode of the Disorderly Blondes podcast. I am your co-host, Brenda, and
I'm Christy, and I just have one question.
Oh God, what? I feel like I'm out. I'm done. I need a nap.
I know, this morning was exhausting. You're making me forget my question. We must be recording. So, just quick question.
Yes.
Boo.
Oh, boo.
Who invited you?
Oh, who invited you? Okay, so the original plan today was it's still the plan.
We're doing it.
The plan, even though we've been trying to get here for how long? Like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
We have to frame this.
True.
Okay, it's 11. We're recording. It's about to be 11:30. Mm-hmm. You left your house at
7.
At 7. Didn't make it till mine until almost 9.
But I live on Palm Beach, so.
You live on Palm Beach, not West Palm Beach. Not to be confused with West, off island, on island, which we will address. But didn't get to my house till 9. Right. We had a whole snafu situation. I don't say snafu. Why did I just say snafu situation? Okay. We had a situation this morning. Everything it was raining. Just one of those things. We didn't make it here till almost 11.
I know.
And here we are.
It's time for lunch.
And we got to go because we have to be back in like an hour. So apologies in advance. So today's plan was to record and talk about our experience. We got invited to cover Members Only Palm Beach, the premiere. The episode. I don't know if you've been watching, and if not, and you want to watch a train wreck, please go ahead. But then yesterday, this wasn't going to be an autism podcast today, but here we are. Because what happened yesterday?
Yesterday, there was an announcement.
An announcement.
Right?
Yes.
Announcement that there's now an Autism Barbie.
Now, is it an autism or Barbie with autism, or is it an autistic Barbie? Because
Because there's a difference.
There's a difference.
There's a huge difference. Yeah. So you sent me I think you were the first person that sent me the picture.
Okay.
Even though it was coming in all day.
Yeah.
And the first thing I said was, it's not Ken.
It's not a Ken.
It's not a Ken.
It's not a Ken.
Not a Ken.
Isn't it 4 times autism prevalent?
Yes. And that's what some, people are chatting, and that's,
So how do we feel about this autistic Barbie? How is it? She doesn't have autism. She doesn't carry it with her.
Or does autism have her?
Right. Right. What is it?
Sorry. Yeah.
So how do you feel about the Barbie with autism?
Are you asking our audience, or are you asking me?
I'm asking you. The Spectrum Barbie. And we just call her the Spectrum Barbie? Well, she's not on this. Well, she's not very spectrum-y, but okay.
I mean, listen, they tried.
Yes.
A for effort. We're all about awareness.
Do we hate it? We don't hate it.
We don't hate it. No.
We don't hate it
at all.
And, okay, so disclaimers. We don't hate it.
No.
And there's no way of pleasing everyone.
No. Like any other topic when it comes to autism.
Right. So perhaps, what is it that we could maybe nitpick about it, and what could have been maybe done better in our opinion?
Did she have to be a fashionista?
Why? Right. Okay. Point number 1. I think it's part of the fashionista line.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah. Have you seen how my son dresses?
I mean,
in the same outfit every day.
They already have. I mean, it's almost like you can't win, right? If they already have other special needs Barbies, right? I think they have wheelchair, and I don't remember which. I would have to.
Blind Barbie.
I don't.
No.
I don't know. But this
is not the first foray into
special needs. So maybe that should have its own category, because for us we have this whole thing where one of the topics, I guess, that annoys us, besides everything else in the world and everybody,
true,
is the point that they tried. Many people try to make autism trendy. Right? Or it's,
problem.
There's nothing wrong with me. This is just who I am, and don't erase who I am. So talking about the group that they ended up collaborating with, as much as we complain about Autism Speaks, they ended up collaborating with ASON.
Yeah.
Which,
by definition, they can advocate for themselves.
Right.
So.
And they have been in the past very controversial.
Very controversial.
Because they're not about. I'm surprised she has what's it called, the augmentative the communication device.
Correct.
So the Barbie has
noise canceling
headphones. They said her gaze is supposed to look.
Oh, I didn't.
She's not
look closely at that.
But I can't tell.
She's too pretty.
She's very pretty.
I'm distracted by.
Not that you. I mean, all of our kids are gorgeous. All the kids are beautiful. But it says that her gaze is not supposed to be fixed, that it's supposed to look like she's looking elsewhere, but I mean, it's a doll. I don't.
That would be creepy.
That'd be creepy.
Dolls that follow you.
I mean, I haven't looked, I don't know, I guess I would have to see it in person, you know?
Yeah.
But she's fashionista. She's dressed really pretty. Like if it was a Ken.
Right.
Like if I was to design Ken, it would be holding a Barney doll.
For sure.
For Dylan.
Wait, so I'm gonna do the pose.
The pose.
We discovered the pose that our sons both do similarly.
We just realized that Dylan and JR, when told to pose for photos, they both go like this. So we're going to design a Ken they both do it, and they're both on different sides of the spectrum, right? At different ends of the spectrum. It's very
inclusive. That's a very
inclusive pose. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's once again trying to sugarcoat autism. Like, make it like it's okay, you know, which is fine for some families, for the minority of families, by the way, because the majority of the cases in autism they do need support. And this kind of erases, you know, along the lines of what stuff we've said before, the doctors, like the good doctor and the pianist, you know. I mean, we've talked about it so much. And this was just like another thing.
It's another thing. Yeah. And I feel like the National Association for
the Council
for Severe Autism. I'm sure our friend over there is like, oh, you can't be serious. Yeah, you know, because
let me look up what they wrote.
It kind of like you said, it sugarcoats and it counts out those who, you know, don't look anything like that or act like that at all.
Yeah, and what we've said in the past, it's support those who can. Well, no, cheer on those who can, support those who cannot. And
Always.
Their headline is Autistic Barbie, erasure repackaged as representation. So once again, we talked about this too, where we have friends who are like, Bren, you know, it's April, it's Autism Month. Look, I'm going to wear this in honor of Dylan, which is such a beautiful sentiment. Yes. But we've always said autism action, you know, over awareness, and it's tough.
It's tough. You can't please everyone. We think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But the group that they're partnering with, Mattel is partnering with, you know, they're controversial.
Right.
For the reason that they are accused of just kind of discounting a huge number of people with autism. Yeah. And that can't feel good to lots of parents.
We got, before I read the NCA, I'll read it. We got some comments on, actually we have many more comments, or is this just you? Oh.
It might be me
you posted a story. I didn't see, I just saw you posted a story. So the first two things that we got today is, you know, parents saying, what does autism look like? You know, what does an autistic Barbie look like, you know? And then we did get one parent who wrote, in a world where the media likes to only represent boys and savants, which is true too, I am thrilled to have representation for my daughter who is an AAC user. Does my daughter stim or wear noise-canceling headphones? No, not really, but it's a step in the right direction and it helps her feel seen. I don't think their intention was to represent every person with autism, but I will gladly take the AAC awareness for change. I'm actually surprised that ASON, the Self-Advocacy Network, allowed, because they're not pro-AAC devices.
I know.
As far as I understand their stance, that is not something they're for, so...
Maybe that's their way of meeting
someone,
somewhat middle, I don't know, but I mean, love this comment.
Yeah, this was a great comment, and I get it, it's true. But then on the other hand, it's like this Barbie has nothing to do with Dylan at all. So I don't want to feel excluded, but I do. You know, You can't help but feel excluded. Excuse me, let me find that comment that I had before, which see what they said.
But Ken, I mean, we've got a lot of opportunity here. We've got Ken, Skipper.
We have Ken. Well, let me read first what the NC, which is the National Council for Severe Autism. So...
And that's our friend Jill.
Yes.
You'll have to listen to our podcast with Jill.
Yes, with Jill on this topic. Not this topic, but
very passionate.
Many families, even those as appalled as I over today's news, have leaned into the hope of good intentions, at least. Perhaps the battle-worn years have sharpened my cynicism, but all I see is the nation's youngest generation being targeted with the same insidious indoctrination we have had to combat for 2 decades or more. I think more than 2 decades. Autism is often described as having no single look. The statement is accurate. However, it is applied selectively when autism is represented publicly, especially for profitability. Only one presentation is consistently chosen. It is the sanitized version that reassures the public while absolving systems of responsibility. So it's okay to have autism. Well, that depends, man.
Yeah.
It depends.
And if you perpetuate that this is what autism looks like,
It's fine.
the
It's
layperson
fine.
is like, oh, well, why is she complaining, or not complaining, but
Right.
why
How
is
bad
this-
how bad can it be?
How bad could it be? Why is this family struggling? They must not have their shit together, which is completely not true.
So they wrote a genuinely representative autism light might include multiple body types and ages, medical and safety accessories, communication tools beyond a single tablet. Well, I like how they said that I don't know if you read that she has her joints are like,
Yes.
but I mean, maybe like she could be, I don't know.
How flexible are her wrists?
I don't know. It's weird. Indicators of high support needs, any representations that do not default to quirky but capable.
Sounds like me, quirky, but
You know, this is us.
welcome to our world.
But as we were talking about, you were saying opportunities with the house, the Barbie dream home.
Yes. Barbie Dream Home. It is an assisted living, or it's a group home, but only 4 people can live there. It costs $9 million to build, and only 4 children can live there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's adult housing.
Adult
So
housing.
the Barbie dream house could be adult housing.
Yeah.
And then Skipper could be the therapist, right?
Yeah, all JR's therapists have been pretty cute.
Can wear a diaper.
Oh.
I mean, this is the reality of some.
Yeah.
I am blessed that Dylan doesn't need a diaper. He needs help wiping, but he doesn't need a diaper. It's my reality. So
for sure.
does this Barbie represent Dylan? No, but there are maybe, again, starting with is it really? I think it's the fashionista line. Like, what? Then there was the Barbie that they put yesterday. Someone wrote. I mean, had this come out with more time, we would have 100% designed one ourselves. The autism, where's the camera? The autism caregiver Barbie. We're going to have to zoom into that.
I got a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of people texted me that, and it's
Yeah.
true. We need the autism caregiver Barbie really soon.
It says, not the Barbie you glamorize, the Barbie you survive as. Some people text it.
I just want the Corvette.
The Corvette.
Remember the vet? And then my cousin, because she had everything Barbie, including the dream house, the hot tub where you
hot tub.
or it wasn't really a hot tub, it was like a spa bathroom, and you would
Yeah.
press this little button, air would come out, and it would do like little bubbles.
Oh, I had the pool, which did the same thing.
Get fancy.
I had a pool. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, but I had the Barbie dream pool.
I'm shocked. You had everything.
I did everything. We were super poor, but Brenda was Barbie rich.
In Barbie world.
I had all the
you have
toys.
a case.
Of course I had. That's what I started with.
We could do we could do like a spectrum case, and you open the case, and then you have different degrees and ages and stages and.
But who was in that room and said, "Oh, she could be part of the fashionista line"?
Yeah. Guess.
Although
I do know a lot of individuals with autism who are very fashionable.
because of the quirk parts.
Maybe. Yeah. Or they grew up in our house,
Yeah, I mean, today we're
Today
who are we?
Scary.
We're like
Today's scary.
sneakers.
I have the
Who are
biggest
we?
pants on that I own, and now that
Me
we're
too.
filming in
This is very not us, but
angle, I look 10,000 times larger than I actually am.
yeah. We actually disclaimer we are not this wide, but anyway. So one of the other things, going back to the squirrels. Autism Caregiver Barbie is the still standing edition, and she's holding an iPad that says so an AAC device. She has her coffee. She has her IEP books with her. Her laundry's not done. She has Pepto-Bismol on the floor. There's Legos on the floor. Her glasses. What do you call those? Those vests, the weighted vests.
The ones that are cool to walk in.
I don't know. These don't look very cool.
The menopausal women. I have no idea what those are.
That's a whole other topic.
Oh, okay.
The supplements, the appointment books, the pill box. I mean, this poor girl, so there's a potential here to do a whole line, but, it's not pretty.
Yeah.
The reality is not pretty, so I don't know. So something else I said in the car was maybe, to be honest, we did not have time to look up the official statement. Maybe it does say this, maybe it does not.
I completely agree.
That they should have maybe come out saying, we understand, or like disclaimer, this does not represent everyone on the spectrum. Explain what the spectrum.
I wonder if they will. And I wonder if people are truly screaming or responding, in a...
This was, to me, I saw it last night.
It just happened.
It just happened. So we were very new to this whole thing. But the other thing is, in acknowledging that maybe a portion, right? Like if you were going to do a Make-A-Wish Foundation Barbie, then perhaps, I don't know if they'd have, or wouldn't like a portion of that go? So maybe one way of saying is, well, we are happy to represent this type of Barbie, and we cannot possibly make, 20,000 Barbies to represent how wide the spectrum is. Perhaps a portion of this goes to support those who need the most support, or adult living facilities, or
and
something
again, we
like
didn't
that.
do a deep dive enough to know.
I doubt they did anything like that.
Yeah.
Because if you are advanced enough to advocate for yourself, then you don't really need those supports.
Exactly.
But one way of including is to do that.
Thank you. I would have loved if Mattel kind of maybe expand its horizons and maybe look, and maybe it was a thing like maybe Autism Speaks is too mainstream, and maybe we didn't want to just go with Autism Speaks and we want to choose another organization. But what slant is that? Or every organization has a kind of a slant to it, I think. I think.
But ASON is so strong rigid on their views that at this point, even though we're always complaining about Autism Speaks, at this point I would have rather them go with Autism Speaks.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, for example, a lot of times Autism Speaks like donates to schools to get iPads, or they have their moments, where they support more. But ASON is very anti.
They are.
You can't speak for your child. Like their view is, we can't speak for our kids.
Right.
So then who can?
Yeah.
If we can't speak for our kids, who can?
And they can speak for themselves, and yay!
They could drive.
What about you can acknowledge others?
You can drive. They could drive themselves to the meeting with Mattel.
Right.
Tell Dylan to drive to the meeting with Mattel.
He has some Mattel, some Mattel items, some cars.
If Mattel, I don't know who Mattel represents. So they represent the Wiggles and Barney and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
We'll see.
Don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
back to us.
Back to the original content. So we got invited to.
We did. We got invited to the Netflix premiere of Palm Beach. Members only, Palm Beach.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
And I don't know if you've watched or heard, but lots of chatter about it, starting off with the definition of Palm Beach. Are these true Palm Beachers? A lot of semantics.
Well, what is
it? What is it? It's a show on Netflix. And how many episodes? Because I had to binge six.
I think it's 8. Did you not finish it yet?
I did last night.
Okay. I think it's 8.
The show premiered on a Monday, and the event was Monday night. So we were binging in between hair and makeup and carpool and all of those things. But it's a show that features, how many women? 4 or 5 women?
5.
Hold on. 5 women that
kind of like Real Housewives.
Like Real Housewives. They represent Palm Beach, and it's their escapades and friendships and everything that would be a housewives, but it's now Palm Beach. And so we got invited to the premiere and
to cover.
Yes, thank you. To cover as media to cover the premiere. Hello, media. And I had to hold Brenda back a couple of times.
Let's just say my Cuban came out. I am so proud of myself, though.
You should be. And even when we tried to soften it,
it didn't work.
Boo did not.
Boo did not. Okay,
Boo did not. We had to start from the beginning. First, we pull in.
So we're invited.
Looked pretty.
We looked really pretty.
Yeah.
So we were invited to cover this thing. It's an hour away from me. We met you. We had our hair and makeup done so we could fit in with the crowd. And we pull up, and I was told there was going to be valet. So I pull up. There's a group of men huddled, or people outside, and I drive a semi-nice car. I drove up in an Infiniti X. I'm sorry, QX. I'm like Q60. It's new. It's clean. We looked pretty.
We did.
I put my window down.
We didn't look like the hired help.
I put the window down. I didn't look like, I'm not going to say that.
I had my sparkly earring.
We had sparkly everything. And I said, excuse me, valet parking? I wanted to make sure that this is where I was supposed to park. After we went in through a gated community.
We're already in.
We're already in, right? Because we showed credentials we showed our license, whatever. And this man, Boo-Boo, says, no, Boo-Boo, are you, what did he say? Are you service? I'm like, no, we're not service. I said, we're media. And he said, no, Boo-Boo. The parking, mind you, media is supposed to turn around. Media is supposed to get there at 5:30. It doesn't start till 6:30. It was 5:25. No, Boo-Boo. Valet parking is closed. It's full. You need to go park outside, like over there.
As if.
As if, Boo-Boo. He called me Boo-Boo. I was like, okay, man in a blue blazer, Boo-Boo. And you're saying, absolutely not. She's behind me going.
So you proceed to literally drive by him and
we're in heels.
In the valet line.
Right. Shocker. But we turned around the cul-de-sac at the end, came back and parked in with valet.
It was all downhill from there.
I'm still shocked, Boo-Boo, that we didn't have are you service? I mean, you don't even know me. Like, it's not like I was wearing, I think the people who were service, they were wearing like specific attire.
Yeah.
No, maybe because we had the black.
And he had no identifying.
No, you don't, and it was the way the delivery, right? Like, yeah. No, and as media too, like why is media media's supposed to be here at 5:30, 5:25. We park, we walk in. They're still setting up. So the thing is that one of the big things on the show is these women like to host events. And every event, they talk about it over and over and over, how everything has to be perfect. In the event, you have the setting, the caviar, everything about it is, these women are big on everything has to be perfect, right? Hiring the whatever, wine, the food, beverage, everything has to be perfect. They're still setting up. The station outside for ice cream wasn't set up. And at this point, we're still like, oh, this is so pretty.
Pictures and
yes. Yeah. And then we check in.
We checked in. I'm laughing at, the media information that we got was make sure you ask the hostess about the setup, and because she takes so much pride in the event she puts on. So make sure you corner her.
And this was cast member Taja.
Yes, it was Taja. Make sure that you direct questions, especially in that arena
about her hosting, because they said, right before, this wasn't said to me before, but the last information that I got was, make sure that you comment to Taja about the event and her hosting.
And I'm such a nerd. I'm like, Taja. Taking notes. Don't forget.
Right.
Taja.
Now, remember, we've watched this, and we only have the perception of these cast members of what we saw on the show.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
So they all presented themselves completely different than what we saw on the show. But we walk in, and there's a check-in. They find our names, and we get wristbands. Now, I am not new to red carpet. We've done this before. I've done it with the Wet Palette. I've gone to Michelin ceremonies, the world's 50 best ceremonies in friggin' Italy. Media always gets a different badge or a different something identifier. They gave us some wristbands, which we didn't think anything of at the time. Turns out everyone, including cast members, were given the same wristband, which was a problem. So then they said, you're going to be on the red carpet. We asked, is the red carpet going to be steady, meaning we stay and the cast members move from one to the other so that we could set up, because we had a tripod, which we ended up not even using. And they said, yes, you're going to be steady on the red carpet. Tell me about the red carpet.
The one that didn't exist?
The red carpet did not exist. There was no red carpet. It was basically, we walked around, beautiful mansion.
Gorgeous.
Again, the bartenders were still setting up. Boxes were still being unopened. The step and repeat was falling back. Boo-Boo was working very hard. I have it on video. Trying to set up the step and repeat, and it kept falling on him, and nothing was set up. So I thought, at one point we looked, and we said, there's Hillary and Taja. So we stopped where we were outside by the pool in the beautiful grounds. Okay, let's go back, because it must be starting. No carpet. No, nothing, just chaos.
No.
Now, remember, we're going as a podcast, so Christy and I do not have cameras, and where's your microphone? We do not have actual big microphones
Tell me all about it.
Tell me all about it. As podcasters, what we are, which by the way, I love the reel that we ended up doing.
Yeah, so cute.
Our job is just to get the footage and put it in a reel and represent what happened that night and the beautiful
And talk
reel.
about it on our podcast.
And talk about
we
it on
were
the
invited as podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. So we do that. You know why and how? With our phones. We don't need.
That.
It would be nice if we had identifying wristbands that said we were media, but we're doing it on our phones, just like the real. We don't need anything else, right? We're not Channel 10. We're not. We don't need. So what ended up happening?
Well, because it was so disorganized, we kind of just figured it's every man for himself.
Yeah.
There were maybe, I want to say like 5 members of the media that you couldn't really identify. They were just stationed in front of this makeshift wall that they, sometimes could keep up, sometimes could not. And you just could, and it went on for hours. There's the same 5 people just standing there. And so we were just like, okay, well, if the cast members are going to walk around and they're talking, we're just going to walk up to them and talk to them.
Right.
And the very first cast member that was so receptive we went right up to her, was Hillary.
Hillary, right.
And I have to laugh so hard because I really, I got in my head because she's friends with Jill Zarin. I had been calling her Hillary in my head.
Everybody's like, it's
so many
Jill.
days. And, and I'm like, oh, there's Jill. And Brenda's like, Christy. It's Hillary. I'm like, oh, hi, Hillary. I was so excited to ask because we also did a deep dive on their Instagram, because
we did our homework.
A whole lot to go off
media.
of.
Yeah.
With the show, we wanted to get to know them a little bit before the show because the show wasn't going to be,
And also everything was so fast.
It was so fast.
It was just released, so we could only watch so many episodes.
Yes. So I decided that I did, like Jill because she's in real estate and all that. And then on the show, you're like, oh, maybe she's kind of mean. So you just have all these things going through your head.
Right.
What is she going to be like? She could not have been more gracious. She looked beautiful. And we'll talk about the beauty side of it also.
Yeah.
She could not have been more gracious, extremely receptive to our question, which I thought was brilliant.
Yes, it was great.
We tried to make our questions, cater to, who they are and who we are. And we talked about the members only jacket that if you're of a certain age, my sister had everything, so it may have been her black members only jacket. Members only jacket was kind of like a crop jacket in the 80s. It was a little, I get the material was kind of like not a raincoat, but it was kind of like a windbreaker type jacket.
I was going to say
everyone had to have.
Sound.
Yeah, when you were breakdancing.
Yeah.
So I said, Hillary, if I'm sure you remember members only jackets because we do, and if you were to design your own members only jacket, because you have to recognize the fact that her closet is insane.
Yes, she has.
And that's what
it looks like she has the best closet, right?
Oh, she
From the
does.
show.
2 stories, and it's been featured before, so we kind of knew that.
Yeah.
So we said, you're a fashionista, and we know you're designers. If you were to design your own members only jacket, what would it look like, and who would you collaborate with? And what did she say?
I don't remember the designer.
Vivian Westwood.
Vivian Westwood, and she said corseted.
And it would be corseted, and she thought about it for about 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And which,
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, immediately, Vivian Westwood.
And we only spoke to her because we were trying to get in this line of media that there was no line, in this huddle. And she actually walked towards us. So I said, let's just go talk to her.
That's it.
So we introduced ourselves as quickly as we could, it's weird because this isn't that kind of, it's kind of like we're 2 special needs moms and we have this podcast, but it has nothing to do with this. But we're women and we're blonde and,
I think they all kind of like took a minute to process that and they were gracious about it.
But it's called the sortally, so we're not your typical, but we have to come up with a better way to explain the podcast.
To explain us in a couple of words?
Oh, God.
Wow.
Well, disorderly, there you go. This is why it's called disorderly. This is who we are. Yeah, but she took it great. She was great. But then we kept getting asked to leave.
Oh, my gosh. Can you guys move over here? And I thought the one girl who was 12 who was asking us to move, I thought she just meant, can you move like 2 steps? And I said, certainly. And you said, no.
I'm like, no.
My eyes got like saucers.
I'm standing right here because I got where she was coming. So basically, in a nutshell, we got asked like at least 6 times until the security came because they thought we were guests who were trying to talk to the stars, to the cast, but not media. Well, you would know that if we had assigned wristbands.
Right.
And if everyone in the freaking room did not have the same wristband. So again, what did we need to have? Did we need to have an identifying? Did I need to wear this sweatshirt that said who we were? Like, what do you need?
I was not going to trade my pretty dress for a shirt that said press. Sorry.
So I kept trying to explain and say we're here, we're the podcast, we're interviewing. And she just finally she came like the third time. She goes, I'm sorry. She goes, I need to see something. And she kind of pointed to our phones. And I'm kind of... Again, I don't know how else to say it. Like, we are media. And then did we get to talk to... Oh, we did speak to Romina.
Yes.
Before anything else happened.
Adorable.
So Romina, same thing. So in between this whole thing, before her, Taja came up to us. She was walking. The host.
Sorry, I was trying to mentally
I'm
block
going in
that
order.
whole
I know.
situation.
So she came. We were kind of standing in the back again because we weren't like elbowing our way
We
to
didn't want to be pushy.
Right.
That's not a good look.
Right. So Taja comes kind of towards us and we said, hi, typical bubbly us. And we give our whole spiel. And she was like, well, thank you for coming. So I thought, did you not think she was super friendly at first?
Yes, I did.
So then I said, we said to everyone else, can we ask you some questions for the podcast? And she said, not right now. Both hands, she goes, not right now. So then if not now, when?
Right.
Because I'm still waiting for
I mean, in her defense, she was only in front of the step and repeat for like 3.5 hours straight.
Yeah.
So she probably needed more time for that.
More time. So she had already taken a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
She was coming towards us. And we did lead with, we are with a podcast.
Yes.
Not I am a guest here.
Like a groupie.
Like a groupie.
How would a groupie even get in there?
Right. So we led with, so we're this podcast, can't we ask you some questions? Which is exactly what we're there to do. Mm-hmm. Never mind that we're supposed to congratulate her and ask her about her hosting, but
Yes. That went out the window.
Not right now. So, of course, we were gracious. We were like, okay. And also thinking, what the fuck's happening? What the hell's happening here? Yeah. So then she left, and then we saw Romina come in, and then we love her because she is loud. She is known on the show for being the loudest one, and obviously Christy and I can relate. So then her interview...
That was awesome. So we approached her, and Brenna and I have this really great picture of ourselves in front of these humongous letters that read the word loud from a previous event. And you were like Johnny on the spot because I think we were thrown off.
The whole thing was throwing us off.
Taja.
Boo-boo.
Yeah.
Service people, can you please move? Can you please leave? Taja's like, not right now. So we're kind of like, there's Romina. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, you're cute. And she had such a glow about her. And she was great. Very receptive. And you said, hey, and I was kind of filming, so I didn't hear like the initial. Yeah. But you kind of said, hey, can we show you something?
Before I ask you some questions.
Before I asked you some questions. And as soon as she saw the picture on your phone, she just lit up. She's like, yes, loud. That's us. Be loud. Be proud.
Yeah, she was great. And then she said, I said, what is your greatest takeaway here? And she said, well, her thing was kind of like out with the old Palm Beach stereotype and in with the new. That was like her thing. But again, so nice. It took 2 minutes. Not even. To answer our questions. Not even. So then it got ugly.
It did.
Because that was 3 interactions with the women. 2 great, 1 not so great. So now a guy comes up to us and asks us to move. And I kind of looked at him and I just ignored him and I turned my head. And then I don't know, at what point he said, I'm security. Well, I'm security, he says. So kind of like you're going to have to like move or whatever. And then I said, that's it. I'm going to go talk to Boo Boo because I realized that Boo Boo is our contact. And Boo Boo ended up being the one in charge. Can you imagine that? So I went up to Boo Boo and okay, y'all know me. I'm Cuban. I talk with my hands every damn day, 24 hours a day. Everything is hands. So he's very tall. So I was very frustrated and I was trying to explain to him the situation of that we're supposed to be there and no one's letting us do our job, basically. So I looked up to him and I said, we are trying to do our job. We're here to interview. And I'm just kind of talking with my hand. And he took great offense to my hands. He goes, oh, honey, you need to get those hands out of my face or I'm going to walk you right out of here. And now Taja is right next to him.
She intervenes.
And she intervenes, but then I think what she meant to, I'm giving her benefit of the doubt. I think she meant to be like, who are you with? Like, maybe that's what she meant to say.
Right.
But instead she said,
who invited you?
Who invited you? Who invited you?
Who invited you?
And I couldn't remember the name of the PR company at that point. And I said, the PR company. And then she said, Anderson. And I said, yes, Anderson. And then she looked at Boo Boo and said, they're with Anderson. It's fine. But then I don't know why I had to repeat myself again, because she asked again who invited me.
Yeah, she had this huge confused look on her face. And
she basically kept telling him, it's okay. But he was about to throw me out. Because I was talking with my hand. And I'm
standing there like, is this really happening?
Where's Christy? I'm like, I don't understand.
I was there, but I was so scared.
I was so... And I felt like saying, if I was doing the Cuban hand talk,
thank you,
it would have been more like this and not like this. I was just trying to make a point. And he was so tall that I was going... And I was not right in his face.
No.
I mean, maybe his chest, maybe up here. I was not going... I mean, if I'm going to be an asshole to you, I'm going to be like right here in your friggin' face. I would not.
Scared me.
I did not. I don't think I was disrespectful. I was just being
he was definitely a drama queen.
He was, honey, you get those hands out of my face or I'm going to throw you right out. And I was like, what is happening? But then I said it again. Like, we're trying to get an interview and I can do my job. And then she told him that it was okay. So then he turned on a switch and he was like, well, you're going to stand right. Oh, you're going to say this part.
Yes.
You're going to stand right here. And then he made a little space for us right here. So I don't know where the security went at that point. But before we made it there.
Well, he snapped into shape for like 30 seconds.
Yes.
Not even 3 seconds.
Yes.
And then Taja, she kind of, it all kind of came together for her. And then out of nowhere comes this girl. I don't know. I wouldn't say like pushed or shoved. It was just that all of a sudden, this person's in our face.
Yeah.
And she says, oh, well.
Great idea.
Great idea. She's a cast member. And she's
on the show. She's featured on the show. Yeah, she's not a cast member.
Oh, right? She's featured on the show, and she has a child with autism. So talk to her.
So go talk to her.
Like she just pushed. The poor girl probably didn't know what was going on either.
So then Boo Boo put us in our spot. So then the girl is in front of us, and we were going to interview her, but then the other journalist was already there from the South Florida
Business Journal.
She already kind of had her mic going, so I decide to be graceful.
That was a mistake.
I know. And I said, you go first. She was already there. And I said, you interview her first and then we'll go. So this girl, this woman, mother of a child with autism or autistic, or whichever way you want to say it. So she gets interviewed by this other girl from the South Florida Business Journal.
Who asked her 19 questions.
So many questions. She wasn't even featured, but
she
okay.
And she was really mousy. I'm not trying to disparage any other person, but she was like, and so I'm like, hello?
So we're standing there. So she's not being gracious back. And when we're done, it was our turn. So we had our, our not microphones ready to go. So we were about to ask, and this girl says, I'm going to go get my husband.
I'll be right back.
And we're still waiting for her to come back.
Although when
she never came back.
When I said F this shit, I'm going to do shots.
Oh, yes, right.
We went over. There was a really pretty tequila installation.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a tequila person.
It was called Biatch or something. That was the brand. It fit right into the Biatch tequila.
I'm going to take a shot. So I did tequila shot. And she just so happened to be right there. And she goes, oh, chug, girl. Come on, girl, chug. And I looked at her and I just started laughing. And I'm like, so a second ago.
Did she forget she was going to go get her husband and come back to us? Because at that point, we were already in line, and we had already interviewed the same 3 cast members who were there. We were missing Maria and Rosalind.
Yes.
Who weren't there. Well, we took some video, but they weren't, and at that point, we were, over it.
We were over it. So we kind of went outside to get some air. We thought it was air. And I actually... that's a story from another time. We ended up coming back in, and we had missed a couple of people coming in, but we had spent such a long time
just trying to get in line.
And we're like,
the line where there was no line.
When are people coming? Midnight? This is crazy. Yeah. We took a breather, and then all of a sudden, Rosalind was there.
Well, we saw Rosalind leave that fake media area, and she was talking to it seemed like guests or people that she knew, and I camped right behind her, and I was like, Christy, this is it. When she turns around, we're gonna go talk to her because. again, we didn't have a spot on the line. We were told to leave. Like, it was a free-for-all.
It was a free-for-all.
But thankfully, she was great.
So sweet. We really, and I have to laugh because we got her attention. Gosh, I can't remember what we asked her. Oh, we asked
about
her,
awareness and how to advocate.
Yeah, we said, listen, what does the average girl do? Like, we all want to help out causes, and if you don't have $1 million or $1 billion or a house or contacts, how do you put yourself out there and you start supporting? And she was so sweet. And then she, I was asking her, and then she just pivoted
right to my camera.
Right to Brenda.
She did not. She understood the assignment.
She understood the assignment.
It didn't have to be a microphone with our name on it. You know what?
Thank you.
She turned right to my camera.
It was clearly
she spoke to the camera.
her pageant background.
100%.
Clearly.
Yes.
And very, very poised.
Yes.
And it may have been a little bit of a stock answer, but, honestly, she probably could have been asked that many times, but that's just kind of what came to us, and so sweet. And in that moment, I looked at her and I realized, gosh, these women are so much prettier in person.
They were all so much prettier in person. We were saying in the car, we don't know if they maybe, because on the show, I don't think the show did them any favors. Mm-mm. They don't look bad on the show, but in person, they were all so much prettier.
Made us wonder.
Face was like, they were all
see some like reels or
we would.
previews?
I'm about to watch this and I'm going to go on a diet. I don't know. Like, get Botox here and here.
Can we cut the film off?
So I get it. So bottom line is they were all prettier in person, nicer. Well, most of them were nicer in person. Taja never came back to us. The lady with the autism child never came back to talk to us.
She was in Hialeah.
Oh, she was in Hialeah recently. We just saw her. We never got to talk to Maria. But at that point, we were exhausted.
We were. It was a long day, and there was a lot of like no, and I just felt like the crowd. Not that I know what a Palm Beach crowd is.
Yeah,
it was kind of an odd.
It was
bunch.
an odd.
I mean, there was family and whatnot, but just I didn't get the best vibe. Although I cried on my pillow that night because you and I were just kind of casually standing, and right behind you was Sue Bell.
Oh, Sue Bell, yeah.
Who is the queen of Palm Beach, and she's just everything. I can't say enough about her. And I would have loved to just go up to her.
You chickened out.
I totally chickened out, but
she was right next to us.
What is that? That autism exhaust. I was masking. I was so
autism
exhausted.
I'm going to go talk to her. I have to talk to her.
I have to talk to her. I have to talk to her for my friend Stephanie. I have to go talk to her. And then she was kind of flanked by some friends. And then this woman that looked like a male version of Karl Lagerfeld, with the sunglasses. She looked really important. I was like, I don't want to be that person.
What we have to think in these situations is, what's the worst thing that could happen? Who cares? We were literally there to do our job that nobody let us do.
Yeah.
Nobody let us do our job.
And I think
we had to fight to do a job. We had to fight to get interviews
for our right to party,
to promote this damn show. Who does that?
Yeah.
You think if Channel 10 or Channel CBS or whoever goes there and they give them a hard time, they're going to dip.
Did you say CBS?
CBS?
I think you said CBS.
CBS.
That's where I got my lip liner that
CBS,
night.
Same thing.
Don't tell them.
It's just...
Yeah. And
it was we didn't even feel like eating. We were so turned off.
We didn't.
Not that the food, again, and then going back to that, someone online was saying, was that a bottle of Josh that they were serving?
Okay, let's talk about the missed opportunities.
Oh, yes.
So outside, they had a humongous screen that you pointed out right away that had just these sponsor logos on it that didn't even have the background.
No.
They weren't even PNGs. Okay,
no.
So major amateur mistake. They weren't even
I thought they were
transparent, right?
Yes.
So big white background, big background. Why couldn't they have put on the show?
Yeah, put clips of the show so we could. No, listen. Who was it? Romina? Was it that she asked us? Did you watch did you watch the show? And we were like, we watched 5 episodes. You know, because I bet you 90% of the people there did
sure.
We do our homework.
Sure.
Nobody watched.
And then Nickelodeon was on TV in another room. I'm like, I don't.
Nickelodeon. Why do you have Nickelodeon in another room?
Just put a screen that has the N for Netflix.
Yeah, but they didn't. It also. I know. I'm like, it would have been us. I feel like it should have been half the size. Make it very, very posh. The whole show is so annoying about this is Palm Beach.
Exclusivity.
And in Palm Beach, exclusivity. And someone online, I didn't even notice because I wasn't drinking. We just didn't feel like even.
We didn't.
We were so turned off, and it was just exhausting of trying to do this and trying to do our job, and we weren't allowed. But someone said, "Is that a bottle of Josh that they're serving? That's the wine." At that point, if you cap it at 250, do 150, and then have caviar stations, like the iced vodka stations, like I don't know, something else, the food. We didn't even have a bite of anything.
And why wasn't
to eat.
Maria DJing? Like
Maria was not DJing.
Now, granted, we left a little bit early and we missed a little bit of the drama.
Yes,
like Gail getting kicked out.
Apparently, Gail was there and got kicked out. Yeah, or
we could have been
escorted
kicked
out.
out together.
We could have all been kicked
That
out
was
together.
another missed opportunity.
Maybe they thought she was us. I cannot believe that they thought that we were these guests who were just trying to like get in line with the media. Like,
we were respectful. We were staying in the right place. We had to tell them to tell us where to stand, right? And
it was just crazy.
It was crazy.
But anyway, the women themselves, the three that we spoke to, were great. Yeah. And they were friendly, and we didn't know, right, like going in. Like I thought all of them would be a little standoffish.
For sure. I was a little bit nervous about the questions. Like, what were they going to say? Like,
Maria looked like she would have been approachable. At that point, I think she was going like different directions.
She was. And that bummed me out because watching the show, by the 5 episodes or so, I was like, oh God, Hillary's getting mean. And I had all these, thoughts.
I thought Taja would have been the one I would have gone along with the most.
I wanted to meet Taja so much. I think she has wonderful one-liners, which we alluded to in one of our reels or one of our stories when we were driving over. Yeah. Just silly stuff. And I really loved how Maria opened up about, childhood trauma and depression and things like that. Like, I fell in love with her. And then that night she was, and I don't want to say she wasn't approachable. She was just in her own world, and good for her,
Yeah, it was too bad that we didn't really get that. The whole going back to Taja thing, the whole like dismissive. But after I posted the reel, and some of the videos that I posted, like the stories, and then I did the reel, Hillary reposted, Rosalind reposted, Taja reposted, and not only did Taja repost, she asked me for one of the videos.
Oh, nice.
And I sent it to her. And then she did say, like, I hope you had a great time and ate and drank. And at that point is like, when am I going to be like, no, Taja, actually, here's what happened. Like your boo-boo, whatever. And it ends up being, we saw Boo Boo on the show.
We did. For like a split second.
But we're like, there's Boo-Boo. So I guess she's friends with him, and he was at her birthday party.
Yeah.
So I guess they're close, and I don't know that she understands or knows how he came off.
Right.
But for future reference, when doing these kind of parties, you have to have a separate media entrance. You have to have media identified from far away. Like, that's media, that's fine. If you don't want the crowd mixing in the first hour with the cast, then you need to make that happen, and it was insulting to us. We are a podcast. I do have the other account as well. We went with as both Wet Palette and Disorderly Blonde. So, like, what is happening? So that it really left a bad taste in our mouth.
It did. Well, we tried, I don't want to say redeem ourselves, but we were kind of mad, and you're like, I'm over it. And so we kind of decided, I think we just, this light bulb kind of came on our head. Why don't we go back over to Boo Boo and just kind of soften
reintroduce
ourselves. We didn't want him to think we were upset or him be upset. It was just a misunderstanding.
We definitely overthunk that.
Yeah. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Oh my God. So you walked over to him. I'm kind of following, like, oh God, I hope no one gets hurt. And you kind of said, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm not yelling, I'm Cuban, or I'm not, I wasn't putting my hands in your face. It's just how I talk. See, I'm talking like that right now. And he was not receptive. He was not having any of it. And I'm a toucher. Right? So I did one of these, kind of grabbed him by the shoulder and
like,
shook him like, hey, this is us. Like, this is supposed to be fun. Like, let's not do this.
Can I do it? No, he went.
He how like people
like get this bug
brushed off his shoulder, like I had,
like, don't touch my blue jacket.
That I touched him. He just shirked away, and I thought, great representation. He did not get, I was trying to be funny. Like, this is how I talk. I'm Cuban. I just talk with my hands. I was trying to, like, in spite of everything that just happened, I kind of like got over it. And I was like, let's just like be friendly. And then he still didn't like, and then I looked it up. It says he's Australian and he has lived in LA. So he probably doesn't get many Cubans that talk with their hands. I don't know what it is, but this is us. Like, this is, we're not, I'm like, and then my whole thing is, you would know if I was being disrespectful. Yeah, thanks.
If I was going full on East Hialeah, You would know.
We did say that. We're like, oh, you would know.
You would know. That wasn't it. So, but you know what? We got him a lot of press because the amount of people that have come up to me or have messaged me like, I started watching because of you. Oh my God, I can't look away. What a train wreck, but I'm watching.
Yes.
So we did our jobs, in spite of them.
Curious.
People were curious.
What were they like in real life? Because this is how I feel about this person. And we were able to, as press, as, kind of in the know, just kind of tell people what they were really like. And that was an opportunity for them to show their true colors. And yes, it's a party and it's hectic and I understand that, but be kind.
Let us do the job that you invited us to do. And, again, we put a lot of effort into this, right? We didn't just show up in like jeans and raggedy with them,
like today.
Like today. This is just for today. But I promise I'll put pictures here when we edit this. Like, we were dressed up nice and I drove an hour up for this in my nice car. That wasn't crappy. Yes. And we were respectful and we were excited. And I think it took a lot of the excitement.
The wah-wah.
Yeah, it made like our excitement be like, we left early.
Right. And everyone's focusing on, is it Palm Beach proper, West Palm, what's the difference? And we're like, can we just have fun? Can we just enjoy it? I mean, we know from experience from watching the other housewife shows, even Miami, like, I'm sorry, they live nowhere near each other. And I suspect that like one of the past episodes, like someone lived in Pines.
Yes.
And that Martina's Julia.
It's a Davy, right?
Julia, that's definitely Davy, Southwest Branches.
Something. Oh, yeah.
Like, come on. But nobody cares.
Yeah.
Except, I get it. It's a Palm Beach thing.
But I didn't know that you can't film in Palm Beach.
Well, as far as like
permits and stuff. Is it on Palm Beach? In Palm Beach, or in Palm Beach,
or on.
And in Spanish is the same. We've established that.
Well, it's so funny because my husband Tim was laughing. A couple of years ago, Vanilla Ice had a show, and it was like a restoration show, and he would get on every show, and he would say, "Welcome to Palm Beach. I'm working on Palm Beach," and just said Palm Beach 9,000 times when he was really in Royal Palm, which Royal Palm is kind of like. Well, I'm not going to like disparage Royal Palm, but it's not Palm Beach. Let's just say that. So,
and West Palm Beach is not Palm Beach.
Yeah, it was like it's really not Palm Beach. So we laughed about that. So we're like, oh, it must be like a Vanilla Ice production. But
so from now on, if you're going to watch the show, because now we're like giving it even more promotion here, so we're still doing our job, right?
We are,
because all press is still good press. Take a shot every time they say Palm Beach. Because the rules in Palm Beach, and if you're going to be a part of the Palm Beach society, and you don't dress like that in Palm Beach.
No, you can't even hold. A couple years ago, there was a marathon.
The party was in Jupiter.
Thank you. Jupiter, Palm Beach Gardens border. So they took the Palm Beach out of the Palm Beach Gardens, and they were able to, use that. But there was a either 5K run or a marathon that was traditionally on Palm Beach. Yeah, no.
On Palm Beach.
Yeah, on Palm Beach. No, they got rid of that. They don't want people who do not belong there.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's going to be no permitting for filming or anything like that.
Yeah, too much not
riffraff.
No. Yeah, that's us. Too. No, I meant to say it's very exclusive, like the people want privacy or whatnot or whatever. So anyways, we did it. That's what the show was supposed to be about today. It was supposed to be about that, except Mattel kind of hijacked part of our show. But we wanted to give you because we did get a lot of questions on our Instagram as well while we were posting the stories. Are you ladies part of the cast? Were you invited? We're like, we're just covering. Yeah, someone said before they told me what they thought about some of the women, they said, are you friends with these ladies? Before they said what they thought after watching them.
Who do you think, like, based on everything that we could be friends with?
I still think Ramina.
Yeah.
That's who I think she's the most chill.
Free-spirited.
I mean, I'm probably like a shoo-in for Rosalind.
Yeah.
I mean, she used to teach Zumba. Did you see her twerking videos?
Oh, my God.
Her twerking videos? I mean,
yes.
Come on.
Yes.
She's not showing that side of her in the show anymore, but she could definitely twerk, and, I could definitely dance with her.
Was we actually had a little sidebar conversation, Rosalind and me, about you, because when
I don't think she got that. I think that went over her head. You said, I told her that you remind...
Yeah, well, on her Instagram, I don't know if I said this, but she wears a lot of white traditionally.
You told me that.
So do you.
Yeah.
And then there was a recent flashback, video that she did, must have been a kid's birthday or something, and showed her with her kids over the years. And it was like looking at you circa 1992 FIU.
I don't know, because in 92 I was only 2. So
That's true. That's also true. How can those two things be?
those two things are not. She's a liar. I don't know what she's talking about.
But yeah, I think all of them in a certain way. I would have loved to talk to Maria because I think she has a good heart and
Yeah, I think I would actually get along with Hillary as well. But I like her no-nonsense approach to things.
Yes, and
I could be like that.
It's funny because her Instagram is all, a lot of it's business, and she's so savvy, and her touches with her real estate dealings are pretty incredible. So I have a lot of respect for that. She's a really hard worker, but shows about glamour and glitz and what people have and don't have, and
right.
kind of stuff.
By the way, I wonder if they're going to do a season 2. We're definitely not getting invited to season 2 finale.
Just in case you wonder, this
going
is
in an
all we
Uber.
have to say because we're definitely not getting invited back.
Not if Boo Boo's involved.
Not if Boo Boo. I'm going to tell Boo Boo, please don't represent Sue Bell in any shape or form
Oh no, Boo Boo. Oh my God. Valet parking is closed. Like, you're such a liar.
Yeah.
Guess what I did? I parked in valet.
I know. I was like, yeah, no. So thank you.
No, that's not what you were. Absolutely not. She's thinking, I'm not going to walk in heels to this thing. You're going, absolutely not.
Yeah, we're going to go outside the guard gate and park on the street.
Yeah, which was pretty far out.
No, it's a busy street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. On the grass. On the grass outside.
They met us?
Clearly, he did not. He did not understand the blonde blowout, So what would we have to do? We have to carry a fake microphone? I mean, you'll always get badges. You always get either a different color or you get a thing that says press. Mm-hmm. You get something. It's not my problem. You get everyone a red band or whatever the color
I wonder,
band
what Netflix's involvement was.
I did not see any presence of Netflix there.
No.
Did you? No, not a single logo. Did you see a logo?
I think I did on the back of the backdrop.
Okay.
On one of them. One was the big photo
Netflix
of the cast,
presents.
and the other one, had a little bit.
Of a drama. When we got there, Hillary and Taja were asked to pose on the step and repeat, and they chose to cover Maria.
Yes.
And they got us, and they were like, they looked and they were like, we're just going to pose right here in front of Maria.
And I'm pretty sure I took a lot of pictures of Tasha's parents with someone else's phone. So you're welcome. Or someone's parents. Maybe it wasn't
We
Tasha's
did take a lot. We were trying to be nice people. We really were. I don't know what the hell.
Useful in some form.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so season 2 can just be all about Sue Bell, please, and thank you.
Yes, she was dressed beautifully.
Always.
And I follow her TikTok now. So you have to follow her TikTok.
No, I don't follow her. Just like her Insta.
And Bethany just went off on the show. She's like,
She
let's talk about members only.
She did.
She was half bashing it. And then Sue Bell commented on, I think they all did, because Taja put a video talking about Bethany as well. Mm-hmm. You can't touch Bethany. Bethany's
No, she's a goddess.
Goddess. Goddess.
All day long.
All right, that's it.
Do you like my Bethany earrings that I got for Christmas?
She has earrings?
Well, it's a collab with a designer. I don't know who she is.
Oh,
but
that's cute. I'm not getting my wearing earrings today. I forgot my earrings.
This is representing Bethany.
Those are very cute.
So
we love you,
much.
Bethany.
We love you.
Yes. We were hoping we would run into her. We're like, we wonder if Bethany's, if there's going to be any other.
All those things. Will Jill Zarin be there? We know that they're friends. Will Bethany be there? We're like, oh my God, if Bethany's there.
The crowd was weird.
It was super weird. We had to get our super in. Is
it the first super we did?
I don't know.
I should have told Booby, like, this is super annoying that we can't not. Like, Cubanisms 101.
Thank you. You're not that far removed. People do speak Spanish in Jupiter. Júpiter.
En Júpiter. Again, en Hialeah, estas cosas no pasan.
No pasan. No pasaban.
No pasaban.
Unless that cast member is visiting Hialeah to...
Hyla.
What did she call it?
Hyla?
Hala. I'm here in Hala. Stop.
Yeah, the woman who went to get her husband, maybe she went to find her husband in Hyla. She was covering something in Hialeah, out of all places.
And to not pronounce
Hialeah correctly.
Like, come on. I'm here. I'm so proud of this town. I'm so
here
proud of everything it represents.
Hala.
Hadas Levy. I think.
Levy. No?
Levy.
Okay.
Levy. Hialeah.
Levy. Okay, we got to go.
We got to go?
Because we were late and now we got to drive back to Broward County.
We need food first.
Let's drive to Broward and then find.
Okay, perfect. We'll be on Palm Beach at some point. I gotta drive back to Palm Beach.
Sunday, eh? We have a brunch in Boca Beach Club. Boca Beach Club.
Okay.
Where hopefully we don't get asked if we're service. To be determined. Let's see what happens.
On that note.
To be continued.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Bye. Yay. hope this recorded.